Hello and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give you our thoughts on them. Just a couple of things before we get going. We have the New Year's competition still ongoing, so definitely leave some comments on this video and all of our other videos between now and January the 1st, and you could be in with a chance to win the CitizenCon pack, which will be awesome. And don't forget, we have our Discord channel, which is open to you guys. So in the About section on the YouTube channel, you'll find that link. And come and join us, leave us some messages, and occasionally we'll be in there just for a chat. So let's get started. So first up, we've got a post from Osmos, who says, "Emergent gameplay is BS." And the general gist of this is it's along the same lines of, you know, piracy versus griefing, and he's basically saying that there really isn't such thing as emergent gameplay. It's just an excuse to be a dick, and I kind of agree. I mean, you're either a pirate or a dick. There isn't really a grey area there. So what do you think?
Yeah, I see what he's getting at. He does have a point. His argument is that if you do not profit from blowing someone up, then it is a grief. And yeah, I see where he's coming from.
Yeah, and that was
what is the point of attacking someone if you get nothing out of it?
Definitely, that was my point. We touched on this a couple of weeks ago, and that was my point then, is that, you know, if you blow someone up for no profit, then you are just a griefer, you know. And as much as these people don't want to be called griefers, you are. I mean, you're basically just ruining someone's day for shits and giggles, and it's, you know, you wouldn't risk it in the real world. You know, you wouldn't take your, you know, £1 million ship out into a fight with the possibility of losing for nothing, for no gain, you know. No,
but some people just want to shoot people. I mean, you've got games like Battlefield and Fortnite to prove that one.
Yeah.
And, you know, if that's what they want to do, then there's not much you can do to stop them, apart from blow them up before they blow you up, I guess.
Yeah. Basically. I mean, we have to hope that the security in, you know, the nicer areas of space is going to be good enough to prevent these griefers from being dicks near stations and stuff. And I mean, yeah, it's part and parcel. I mean, this whole game is designed to be very open world and big, and there's going to be parts of this game where, you know, it's dangerous space, and if you go there, it's at a risk that you might get blown up. But if you're flying through space in a tiny little ship that's got no cargo and genuinely it isn't worth salvaging, and you get blown up, you found yourself a dick.
Yeah, I haven't really experienced much of a problem with this. I think we got attacked once when we were at that station where the AI is roaming around for that one mission. And that was once. So I've never really experienced this problem. But from what I understand, there's a lot of PvP going down at the drug lab, Jump Town, because that's where the profitable drugs get made that people want to trade for the caches. But if you don't want to get in PvP, then don't go there.
Yeah. Common sense. It's just common sense. So I think that's the takeaway then, is, you know, if you want to avoid PvP, avoid places that would spawn PvP fights.
It's like when we used to go wandering around in Warcraft. We always went to that, was it Taran Mill, that town?
Yeah.
And we just fight, and it would end up with like a 3-hour battle fest. It was mental.
We knew exactly what we were getting into when we went there as well. We knew that we would end up in some massive PvP Royal Rumble, and it would take up the rest of our evening, but we planned for it.
Yeah. If you don't want to do that, then just trade normal goods.
Precisely.
It's simple.
So on the same lines as that, there was a post by Lucky13. He wasn't. I don't think they were actually the people who posted it. It was one random dude. But this has been floating around, I think, for a few days on here and Reddit and other places. The post has already been removed again from Spectrum, so someone doesn't want it there. But it's basically this group of pirates calling everyone out, basically, and saying, you know, as of now, they are no longer hiding in the shadows. They're going to be coming out and attacking everyone just willy-nilly for no reason, you know, just because they feel like this game has pushed PvP so far out the door that they need to drag it back in with all their might. And, oh, come on. It's so ridiculous.
I mean, I found it quite funny when I first read this one. It was like a proper in character kind of announcement by a group of pirates type thing. And I thought that was quite funny. If that's what they want to do, then go on then. Yeah. Whatever. I mean, things like this have been going on for a while now anyway. First, there was that problem at Cry Astro, where if you wanted to refuel your ship, you have to do a dogfight first to survive. And now it's this whole Jump Town drug deal PvP issue going on. So, you know, it's nothing new. Why someone actually deleted this post from Spectrum, I've got no idea.
I don't get it. It's really, really weird. I mean, this is the second post that they've put on Spectrum that's been taken off pretty much in the same day. And, I mean, nothing about it is offensive or even that aggressive. It's a warning, but I don't know. It's really strange because a lot of it, like you said, it was well written, and that's what I liked about it. It sounded very kind of in character and cool. But I think their problem was calling out the direction of the game. They're saying that it's kind of thought of now that PvP is kind of like a secondary concept in this game, and we're all just space truckers. Nobody thinks that for a second, because the minute you leave anywhere and your guns are armed, you know you could get into a fight. Everyone knows that. It's not. Nobody's that stupid that they think they can just jump in a little yellow bus and fly around space going woohoo. You know, don't work like that. We all know what we bought into, but you don't have to declare war on everyone else, because that is a mistake, my friend. There is so many more of us than there are of you, and we can be angry too.
Yeah. If people want, you know, good fights, then just go play Arena Commander, because you're bound to find one there easy, rather than spending hours hunting around in the PU.
Oh yeah. Not only that, I mean, fair enough, when the game is out, I expect to run into you people all the time and think, oh, here we go again. But for now, this game is so sometimes difficult to play as it is. For you guys to go around making it just that more difficult for people who are just testing out new features or whatever they're trying to do, I think you just need a hug. I mean, we're all going to PvP at some stage. You know, that's just the nature of the game. But I don't think that it needs to be such a big drawn-on thing. You know, like, we are, you know, you fear us because we're pirates. You're like, we know you're there. And we will bump into you, no doubt. You'll probably blow me up at some point, and I'll be really angry, and I'll just, you know, go on my merry way. But for now, let's all just get along.
Yeah, I'm wondering if these sort of declarations of war are coming because it speaks of a problem within the PU at the moment where there's not a great deal to do because missions aren't working properly. Cargo running's tricky. If you crash, you lose all your cargo.
Yeah.
Mining can only be done if you've got the ship. It's maybe it's like a bit of boredom coming in because they've got nothing else to do. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. No,
I'd make you right there. I think that you know, there are times when we're flying around, and I do feel an itch to just go and have a fight. Because you think, what else is there to do? But, you know, that isn't the fault of other players. That's the fault of the game at the minute. And so, you know, taking it out on random strangers isn't very nice. But pirates are going to be pirates. And I don't begrudge them that, because at the end of the day, that is going to be a really fun part of this game eventually. So, and I'm looking forward to meeting a few. In a bar, not in space. Cool. So next up, we've got a post from Kat, and it says, any incentives to travel on a planet's surface, going from location A on a planet to location B on the same planet. The most efficient way is to take off straight up, leave atmosphere, fast travel, and then go straight back down. It's boring. And currently, I agree. I couldn't agree more. It's very frustrating to think that you go, right, well, I need to go to this particular place. So you just speed in, from atmosphere down, do your thing, and then leave. That's all you ever see of the planet. You never really explore because there's nothing to explore.
Yeah,
and it's
a problem at the moment.
Yeah.
In the PU at the moment, now we've got missions on Hurston. Some of them are in bunkers on the planet's surface.
Yeah.
So I took one of these missions and thought, I know, I'll get a land vehicle and drive to it rather than fly, because that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Oh, fun.
And then I realised how far away it was, and it was like 700k away from me, and it was probably would have taken me a day or two to drive there.
Yeah.
They're too far away.
Yeah. I mean, and it's cool. I loved the fact that it is an actual planet, and it's going to take you a long time to drive, like it would on this planet if you decided to drive from here to China. It's a long way. But what they really either need is either like super fast transport hub type things, which take you from place to place, or like I think was kind of nodded at in the post, the average speed on planet is like 5 times lower, probably more, than actually traveling through space. And it's just too slow because, I mean, a plane travels at like, what is it, 500 and odd mile an hour, is it? Or something scary like that?
Yeah.
Whereas we're travelling at, actually I don't know because we do meters and I don't do conversion. But it doesn't feel fast enough is my point. And it isn't fast enough to get you from point A to point B. It's too slow.
No. Well, I think if you take a mission, I don't know if these, I guess these bunkers where the missions are like set places. They're not like randomly generated for the mission when you take it, sort of thing. So these bunkers need to be closer to the city or the point where you actually pick the mission up.
Yeah.
Eventually there will, things will happen while you're driving to this place. So being on the surface might actually be quite fun because you might get attacked by NPCs or find something interesting to explore. And that will, alleviate some of the travel time. Well, not travel time, but it will make it feel like there's more going on rather than just driving through an empty planet.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem. Is it's all well and good having a planet-sized map to play on, but if there's nothing in between the points where you're driving to, then what's the point?
Yeah, it's just a lot of nothing. Problem is as well is obviously even if you just had some kind of a difference in areas, if they felt different as you were travelling, because they are so vast, and most of the planet, most of Hurston at the moment does look quite similar. It doesn't feel like you're really going anywhere, and it would be nice if there was get random attacks from roving NPCs or even some kind of monster or some gribbly on the planet that decides to attack you. That mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
But definitely. I think, and like you said, having them closer to the actual mission giver would make sense, because it would be like me saying to you, right, I've got this job for you to do in Brazil. It seems weird, you would have thought that the people in Brazil would probably just get people in Brazil to do the mission in Brazil. It's weird. So at the moment it's a little bit skew, but hopefully they flesh it out a bit more. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we've got a post from Freakazoid, and it says some concerns from an older gamer, and I'll break this down as small as I can. So now being an older chap with kids and stuff like that, and you know, a job, full-time job, it's difficult to give this game the kind of time that it needs, especially given that, you know, it could take half an hour, you know, to, you know, starting in Hurston to get a mission and then end up in Port Olisar. You know what I mean? It's a long commitment, but unfortunately that is the game, and that was always going to be the game. It's never going to be a pick up and play. It's going to be a pick up and live. I think that you're going to have a bad time of it if half an hour is a long time.
Yeah. It does take a while to get ship or to get in and out of orbit, depending on what ship you're in. Some of that's going to be helped if you use the bed in your ship. You can just sort of get to where you want to go ish and do what you want to do and log out straight away, and maybe the next day just log back in and carry on from where you left off.
Yeah,
that would probably be the best way of doing it. But yeah, I mean, this isn't going to be a pick up for 20 minutes type game. No,
I mean, it never was going to be, and it never will be. If anything, it's just going to get progressively more and more in depth, you know, because there's going to be so much more to do on the way to getting your ship, you know, and so I think that this game's going to just suck time out of people. But, you know, that's what speaking for myself, that's definitely what I want. You know, I like a game that's absorbing, and, you know, I look up and I think, oh, it's been 4 hours. You know,
yeah.
That's the kind of games we're used to playing. But I mean, I do see his point. I mean, there are some things in this game which are really slow to do at the minute, like especially getting out of atmosphere in Hurston is just painful. But again, a lot of that's going to get fixed eventually, and we'll just have to wait and see, I think. But definitely, maybe set aside an hour and a half, so you've got half an hour to get your ship and then an hour to play. That would be my advice.
Yeah. Pick your locations. You know, if you don't want to deal with the half an hour getting out of Hurston, then just don't log out in Hurston. Go to Port Olisar and stay around that area. Yeah,
log out in your ship, somewhere safe. Yeah. I can imagine that's going to be what a lot of people are going to do. They're going to just put their ship somewhere in a safe space, with some, you know, some roving patrols of guards, and then just log out there, quick and easy.
Yeah.
So last up, we have a post from Persuader. Persuader?
Persuader?
It's spelt wrong, isn't it? Persuader, that looks like.
Persuader. Persuader.
That's actually broken me. Anyway, a post from Persuader. I don't know. What Star Citizen means to me. And this is an awesome post. I obviously will link it, and I recommend you read it. I'm going to try and give you the gist of this, but it is quite long, and there's some quite sort of deep and you know, sort of meaningful parts of this post. So definitely check it out. So the gist of this one, basically, I'll do my best, is so, you know, an avid gamer, having got a first copy of Freelancer, and was obsessed with it. And fast forward a few years, you know, having kids and life and stuff like that, ended up diagnosed with stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is not good. And obviously that just, you know, ruined everything. And, you know, long story, much shorter, eventually stumbled across, during chemo, Star Citizen, and hasn't looked back since, and has changed his outlook on life. You know, the game's given him something to look forward to every day, you know, and seeing the continued development and, you know, everything that CIG's doing. And it's inspiring to read, and it's nice to see that a game still has that power to really, you know, change someone's life. So it's very, very nice. And yeah, just happy to read something pleasant on here.
Yeah, he talks about how he wasn't really excited for gaming during the whole cancer problem. But Star Citizen's kind of pulled him back into gaming and reminded him why he enjoyed it so much in the first place. It's nice to hear that sort of thing.
And it's possibly got one of my most favouriteest of responses from Noise, which is just a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude saying "survive."
Yeah,
that literally, I the first time I read this, I was at work and I burst out laughing at that point, and people were just looking at me like, what's going on over there? You're clearly not working.
survive.
Survive. So yeah, but no, definitely check that out, because it's a really nice read, and yeah, it's just really nice to see that gaming still has the power to inspire and make people happy, like it does us.
Hey.
There you go. Okay, so there you have it. That's our posts for the week. We hope you like them. Obviously, leave us some comments, not just for the competition, but leave us your opinions on what you thought of our picks for this week. As always, like and subscribe for more Star Citizen content, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.